Ushta, greetings. The initiation into the Zoroastrian religion, good conscience, the religion of choice, the religion of choice. In Persian, it is Sadrepushi, and in Gujarati, the language of the Indian Zoroastrians, it is Navjot. Age of the Aryan majority. Since the day humans considered and knit themselves into a well-formed society, they have evolved a process to admit the matured young as adult members. The ancient Aryans, ancestors of the people of the Iranian culture, considered 15 years as the age of attaining majority and consent for both the sexes. It was the right age when a boy had learned most of the trades of agriculture and animal husbandry from his father, and the girl had acquired most of the skills of homemaking and housekeeping from her mother. The two became fully qualified to take their respective responsibilities in the household and the folk, the tribe, or the whole society. The initiation ceremony was simple. The initiate had to receive a work band from an elder to gird the loins and make a solemn vow that once girded, one would serve the family and the folk. Prayers by an elder and blessings by the attendees made the ceremony more significant. The antiquity of the ceremony, later tradition says, goes back to Yimagh Shaita, Middle Persian Jamshid, and modern Persian Jamshid. He is a legendary leader of the southward migration of the Aryans from the north to south during the Ice Age and post-Ice Age times, from 15,000 to 8,000 years ago. It may even be older. The phrase to gird or to girdle in almost all Indo-European languages means to prepare for action, to undertake a task, and to invest with authority. This proves its origin, and this proves the beginning of the initiation ceremony of girding oneself up. The original Zoroastrian form, Zarathustra came to found a monotheistic religion of good thoughts, good words, and good deeds, and to eradicate ignorance, superstition, and both spiritual and social ills. However, he did not interfere with the good daily life and the way of living of an industrious people. Rather, he purified and beautified it. His famous sermon on the freedom of choice and the eventual turning point in one's life through his prudent choice is further illustrated by his mentioning of certain major initiations. The day King Vishtaspa joined the great Zoroastrian fellowship, and the occasion on which Farashostra, again a great scholar and a minister, was granted the best bliss of righteousness, and his brother, who was a sage, Jamaspa, united with righteousness. He speaks of his cousin Medyoma, Zarathustra's cousin, who was 15 years older than him. He also chose the good religion. So, and we see his other near relatives, they all choose the religion for themselves. Even his last song states that his best wish has been fulfilled because all those who chose the new order were initiated into the fellowship, and even his earliest opponents had learned the words of the good religion and acted accordingly. How the initiation was actually performed, his ever-guiding sublime songs, the Gathas, do not elaborate. Because Zarathustra did not want us to be bound by something, bound by any tradition in such a way that when the tradition becomes outdated, we should not get out of date, and we'll see why. However, Haptang Haiti, the Avastan songs, chronologically next to the Gathas, his sublime songs, show the greatest event of decision was held in a fire enclosure, the earliest prototype of what later became a fire temple. And the ceremony was performed facing the fire altar. Another text, Fushusho Mantra, which means thought-provoking message of prosperity, also in the Gothic dialect, breaks into a prayer for the prosperity of the settled industrial people and their useful animals, and ends with the same stanza of achieving perfection and eternity through initiation, which is the ceremony of the choice of religion. The term Yah is translated as the event of decision or choice. It is mentioned so many times in the Gathas and other places. It shows the continuation of the ceremony even long after passing of Zarathustra and his companions, and we see we have it still. Well, now let us come to the initiation ceremony itself slowly. It is Fravarti, which means choice of religion, text, again in the Gothic dialect, which provides a clearer picture of the early form of the ceremony. It's a long piece of 11 stanzas. It depicts an initiation ceremony in which adult initiates renounce their previous beliefs and professions, which is polytheism, superstitions, sorcery, robbery, and so many other vices which the society has. They give up those things and then they join the Zoroastrian fellowship. The ceremony was climaxed by the girding of the West with the koshti, which is the belt or the girdle, over the next to the skin shirt called sadre, and the recitations of the Pravarti formula of appreciation. It was also performed for the initiates to choose the religion at older age, at any age. It is this initiation that has elaborated as well as contracted into what we call modern Sedre Pushi or Navjot. The Koshti was the ceremonial girdle of commitment to service, a service aimed at continuous renovation of the living world for a progressive prosperity and a radiating happiness and towards entirety and eternity. The sadre was the simple shirt worn next to the skin. The prayerful girding of the koshti every day was aimed at reminding the person of his sacred commitment to serve, a solemn way of reminding oneself of the duty one had to discharge every day, make the world better and better. Although the Pravarti does not indicate that any officiant led the adult initiation ceremony, the current tradition and anthropological observations at large suggest that there was someone who directed the procedure and that there were some people who witnessed. It has been historically established that the Indo-Iranians were among the first who made and wore cap, shirt, trousers, girdle, stockings, shoes, and overcoat or coat. It was the girdle that maintained the shirt and trousers in the morning. That has made girdle the symbol of preparation for work and action. It is called kushti in Persian. Bas-reliefs by the Medes, Achaemenians, Parthians and Sasanians, all of them Zoroastrians, show them girded with kushti over their shirt next to skin. They also show that the girded cloth was always worn by them. The Avesta, Pahlavi, and Persian inscriptions show that kushti was made of the hair or wool of a goat, sheep, camel, or any of the hairy and woolly domestic animals. At present, it is exclusively woven of the wool of white sheep. It consists of 72 threads divided into 6 strands made of 12 threads. They are knitted at the end to form 3 tassels of 24 threads each. So we have got 3 at this end and 3 at that end. The strands are woven to form a hollow in the middle. There is a hollow in the middle through which a continuous thread is passed. Modern Persian books, or modern books in Persian, Gujarati, and English provide us with interpretations. Perhaps these interpretations have come down by word of mouth from the unknown authors we don't know, who probably wanted to give some meaning to these things. The interpretations differ, but the following is a fairly concise representation. 72 threads symbolize the 72 chapters of the Yasna. The 24 threads and each of these tassels represent the 24 chapters of the Visperet, the second in importance after Yasna. The 12 threads and each of the 6 strands symbolize the 12 months of the year, and the 6 strands symbolize the 6 Gahambars, the seasonal festivals of Thanksgiving during the year, and the 3 tassels symbolize good thoughts, good words, and good deeds. The shirt was originally made of leather, wool, hair, silk, and from the fibers of any good vegetable plants. At present, it is exclusively made of white cotton cloth. It is made of one piece, folded at the top to form the front and the back. The side seams are sewn. Here we have the side seams. Then it has an opening for the head, and it has short sleeves. As tailored today, it has 9 seams in all, 1 and 2. The main body has its left and right sides. Then we have 3 and 4, the seams at the sleeves. We have got this neck pocket, which is the 5th. It is called garibon. And then we have got a semicircular at the back. Here it is called girde in Persian and girdo in Gujarati. And here at the end, 2 triangular seams at the bottom on one side and 2 small verticals on the other side. In plain Avesta, I will recite it and not chant it right now. At vestauta aujai mazda angahacha yavat asha tavacha isaicha data angesh aradat vuhu manangaha haithya varishtam hyat vasna frashotemem. It means, I am wise one.
I am wise one, your praiser, and shall continue to regard myself so as long as I have the strength and the will through righteousness. This shall promote the laws of life through good mind, for true actions make the most renovated God's wishes.
At the word actions, he puts the kushti on his vest. Then the initiate recites Ashem Buhu Vahishtem Asti Ushta Asti Ushta Ahmaya Hiyatashay Vahishtai Ashem.
Righteousness is the best good. It is radiant happiness. Radiant happiness comes to the person who is righteous for the sake of righteousness alone.
Yatha ahu bairio atharatu shashat shithacha wangehush dazda manangaho shiotananam. And here the word means action, and the first half knot is done. Angehush ahurai kshatrem cha ahurai a yim drigubyo dadatva starem. And it means both the Lord and the leader, whether it is our God or Zarathustra or any person in our society, are to be chosen because of their righteousness. Speaks about election.
Both the Lord and the leader are to be chosen because of their righteousness. These two appointments are made with good mind, so that the acts of life are done for the wise one. And the dominion of God is well established, in which the chosen person is appointed and the rehabilitator of the rightful who are oppressed.
The dominion, the divine dominion is well established through elections, and elections only, and that too by consideration. It's the real stone of a very, very advanced democracy in the Zoroastrian religion, which has been given to the world. Then in such a place, the person who is chosen, the person who is elected, becomes the rehabilitator of the rightful who are restrained, who are oppressed.
Both the Lord and the leader are to be chosen because of their righteousness. These two appointments are made with good mind, so that the acts of life are done for the wise one, and the dominion of God is well established, in which the chosen person is appointed as the rehabilitator of the rightful who are oppressed. Righteousness is the best good. It is radiant happiness. Radiant happiness comes to the person who is righteous for the sake of righteousness alone.
The results of the choice are shown, the results of our selection, our election, our whatever we call it, our freedom, is found when the person has done this thing, he or she is girded up, then he or she makes the announcement. Mazda yasno ahmi, mazda yasno zarathushtrish, fravarane astu tascha, fravare tascha, astu ye humatem mano, astu ye huchtem bacho, astu ye huvarshtem shiotanem, astu ye dainam vangohim, mazda yasnim, fraspayo khadram, nidasanaitishem, khaytavadatham, ashaunim, या हाइतनाम छा बुशयंतनाम छा मज़िश्ता छा मज़िश्ता छा बहिश्ता छा सरश्ता छा या आहुरिश ज़रतुश्तरिश अहुराय मज़दाय विस्पवहु चिन्हमी ऐशा अस्ति दैनयाओ मज़दयस्नोश आस्तुतिश.
I, with my appreciations and convictions, choose for myself to be a worshipper of the Wise One and a Zarathustrian. I appreciate good thoughts. I appreciate good words. I appreciate good deeds. I appreciate good conscience, the religion of worshiping the Wise One, which overthrows yokes, yet sheathes swords, teaches self-reliance, and is righteous. Therefore, of the religions that have been and that shall be, this is the greatest, best, and sublimest. It is divine and Zarathustrian. I attribute all good to the wise God. Such is my appreciation for the good religion of worshiping the Wise One.
Therefore, of the religions that have been and that shall be, this is the